From teammates in the England youth team to two absolute superstars, Jude Bellingham and Jamal Musiala have been making huge waves in the world of football, and they've both had very similar careers up until this point. Whilst one plays for the biggest team in Spain, the other plays for the biggest team in Germany, and both are nailed-on starters for their respective national teams, who are again two of the biggest footballing nations in world football. So with all these similarities, naturally the question arises, who's the better player out of the two? And that's exactly what we'll be looking at in this video. But before we get started, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you never miss out on any of your favourite football content. So let's first look at the accolades of both players. Trophies wise, Musiala is clearly in front at the moment. You'd imagine Bellingham will have a very healthy trophy cabinet in years to come, considering he's now playing for one of the most successful clubs in football history. However, for the time being, the only trophy he has won in his career is the DFB Pokal. And he was extremely close to winning the Bundesliga last season, but dramatically lost out to Musiala's Bayern on the last day of the season. Musiala, on the other hand, has a very impressive trophy collection at his young age. Up until now, the 20-year-old has won 4 Bundesliga titles, 3 German Super Cups, a UEFA Super Cup, a FIFA Club World Cup, and of course the Champions League. However, it's important to give context as Musiala only played one game in the 19/20 season, and that was actually the season Bayern won the treble, so his trophy cabinet does not tell the whole story, but he is still ahead of Bellingham by some distance. On an individual front, Musiala has won the 2022 German National Player of the Year award and made several Team of the Seasons. Most recently, he was also nominated for the 2023 Golden Boy award. Bellingham, however, has a whole host of individual accolades. He beat Musiala to the 2023 Golden Boy award and also won several individual honours at Birmingham City, though we don't really want to be counting second division honours. Still, it's very impressive that Bellingham won the EFL Young Player of the Season award at just 16 years old. Last season he also won the Bundesliga Player of the Season, again beating Musiala to that award. So individually, whilst both are very impressive, Bellingham is clearly ahead for the time being. Now let's take a look at both players' individual stats. Musiala, as of recording, has 138 club appearances and 25 international appearances for Germany. That puts his total senior career appearances at 163. Bellingham, on the other hand, has 190 club appearances and 27 caps for England, putting his total senior career appearances at 219. That's 55 more appearances than Musiala, which is a considerable amount considering Musiala is actually 3 months older than Bellingham. However, context is important as Bellingham started his career at Birmingham City in the Championship, which is not only a considerably easier team to break through at than Bayern, they also play in a league which plays 12 more league games per season than the Bundesliga. So whilst Bellingham's stats look better on paper, Musiala has consistently had much tougher competition for game time throughout his career. In Bellingham's 217 career appearances, he has 43 goals and 32 assists, giving him a career GA of 75. Musiala, on the other hand, has 37 career goals and 27 assists, a GA of 64. Again, Bellingham comes out on top, but a good chunk of that GA has come this season, where he's been playing in a much more advanced role. Musiala, on the other hand, has almost always had either Lewandowski or Kane in front of him, so it's never been his main job to score goals. Another stat worth looking at is passing. Last season, Bellingham had an 84% pass completion rate, whilst Musiala completed 86% of his passes. However, Bellingham did complete almost double the amount of passes as Musiala. Defensively speaking, Musiala completed 34 successful tackles all season, whilst Bellingham completed over double at 77. Again, Bellingham comes out superior, but he did play a deeper role last season, giving him more opportunities to pass and tackle, compared to Musiala, who done most of his work further up the pitch. In fact, up until this season, Bellingham spent most of his career playing in central midfield, whilst Musiala has spent most of his career as an attacking midfielder. Now let's look at the pair purely from a skill set point of view. Bellingham at 6'1" is the physically superior player out of the two. He played in the middle of the park in arguably the most physical league in world football at the age of just 16. Whilst Musiala can be described as a relatively nimble player who glides past players and is more susceptible to getting outmuscled. When looking at the leadership qualities of the two, again Bellingham comes out ahead. Though he was just a teenager at Dortmund, he was always one of the most vocal players on the pitch, hence why he also captained the team several times. Even now at Real Madrid, you can see Bellingham is not shying away from anything and showing maturity and experience beyond his age. Musiala, on the other hand, has always been a leader more so in the way he plays rather than how vocal he is on the pitch. He's sometimes been accused of being inconsistent, which is perfectly normal for a 20-year-old. Bellingham, however, has rarely ever had inconsistent phases in his career thus far. However, when it comes to dribbling and creativity, Musiala has the edge. Bellingham is no doubt a quality dribbler, but Musiala's dribbling has been described as Messi-esque, which is praised to the highest degree. The German national team is not what it used to be, but it relies on 20-year-old Jamal Musiala to create something out of nothing. You could argue that he's the best dribbler in world football at the moment, barring maybe only Neymar and Messi. It could be argued that Bellingham is the greater athlete, but Musiala is probably the more talented player of the two. When it comes to finishing, however, Musiala still has quite a bit to improve, as he's regularly seen taking on multiple defenders, getting past them all, but then failing to put the ball in the back of the net. If he does work on his end product, there's nothing stopping him from becoming a Ballon d'Or contender. Bellingham, however, has been playing in a much more advanced role at Real Madrid this season and has proven to be a very reliable finisher. In just 14 games this season, he has 13 goals. He always ends up being at the right place at the right time, and who knows, he may even end up playing as a striker later on in his career. But that was it for today's video, and now we want to hear from you guys. Who do you think is the better player, Jude Bellingham or Jamal Musiala? Comment down your pick below and let us know your reasons why. And finally, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel.